UFC317. Main event is going to be Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira. Right now we're first fight of the main card, so it's Peyton Talbot versus Felipe Lima. Right now, pretty even match. Oh goodness, we're in the second of 2 rounds, and earlier on, Lima tagged Talbot with a terrific combination, a terrific 1-2, got him down. But Talbot just tagged Lima with a nice 1-2. Lima's got Talbot on the ground by the cage. Talbot's on all fours. Lima's working his back. Oh, wow. So Lima tried to take Talbot's back, tried to kind of backpack him, but Talbot managed to shake him off. Actually flipped him right over and then got him. Now he has him in basic side control. The head and shoulder. There's only 5 seconds left. Doesn't look like he'll get the finish right here, but he got full mount and dominated right at the end here. But terrific round. It's a nice back and forth action. So if you're here, please comment so we know who's here. Hang on for 1 second, I've got to adjust something. Okay, well, welcome. We are watching UFC 317. If you're here, please comment so I know that the chat is working. Welcome. Thank you so much. According to this thing, the live chat is working. So please do just say hi so we know who's here. One second. Hi everybody, please comment. If I don't hear from anybody in the next minute or two, I'm going to end this stream and just restart it because sometimes, for whatever reason, when I go live, the comments are turned off. Oh, okay, good. Thank you so much, Kylie. I appreciate you. Yes, I do speak English. All right, so now we know the chat's working. Thanks for saying hi, Kylie. Really appreciate that. Matt, thank you so much. I don't know. What do you mean for a Lamar Jackson edit? I have no idea what you're talking about here. All right, we're watching UFC 317. The main card just started. This is the first fight of the main card. It is Peyton Talbot versus Felipe Lima, and it's a great back and forth match here. Oh my goodness, Lima just tagged Peyton really hard with a nice jab right hand. Talbot just ate it and then came back with a leg kick. This is going to be interesting to see who pulls this off. They still got 4 minutes to go. Hey, Ankit, how are you doing? Good to see you guys. Remember, if you enjoy these live streams, you're always welcome to leave a super thanks or a super chat. All right, we have Talbot following Lima around, tagged him with a nice hard jab. Talbot kind of showboating a little bit. Lima shoots in for a single. Gets Talbot back towards the cage. He's persisting with that single, drives him back to the cage again. Now he really yanks the leg up high and he's trying to take out the other leg, but Talbot breaks free. Lima shoots in again, gets the double this time, gets Talbot down right by the cage. He's trapped both of Talbot's legs with his legs, kind of Khabib style. Trying to figure out how to, I guess, Talbot is trying to block by grabbing the inside of Lima's thigh. Lima's just staying heavy on top. Now he's in sort of a half guard position. Talbot's moved to being on all fours, and Lima wisely is just staying heavy on him. Talbot stands up. Lima's got 1 foot circled. He still has a body lock. They're at the halfway point of this third round, and each man really needs to win this round in order to make it decisive. Otherwise, this is a very close fight, very tough to call. Right, they break apart and they're back at center cage. Lima with a nice hard jab, kind of dancing around a little bit. Lima switching stances from righty to lefty. Lima's being the one that's using lateral movement around the cage. Talbot's following him, trying to cut him off. Landed a good 5-punch combination there, Talbot. I like that Talbot's just opening up with the jab. All right, Lima swung hard with a 1-2, but missed with that too. Lima still circling, switching stances, going side to side. Oh, Talbot with a spinning high kick. That was a real crowd pleaser. Everybody's cheering. Oh. Lima tries for a high head kick, but slips. He's now down on all fours. Talbot trying to control. Lima rolls. And now Talbot's on top. Using a half guard. Trying to throw some elbows from top position. Lima's got a minute to get something here to happen, and Talbot just got full mount on him. Full high mount, but while Lima rolled, does a back roll and rolls out. Very awkward position for Lima. He's got an upside down body lock on Talbot. Talbot turns around. Now he's got kind of a weird north-south position where he's where Lima's still trying to keep that body lock on top, keeping his legs locked, but there's less than 30 seconds to go here. Just ground and pound from Talbot from the top. So I think he's going to take this round and take this fight. It was very close until this point. Wow. So I think Talbot got that one. Close, but I think he got it. Okay, so we got Kylie, Matt, and Ankit. Who else is here? Say hi so we know who's here. We are watching UFC 317, guys. Are you guys UFC fans? Who do you have for the main event of this?
It's Lima early. The takedown's working. Talbot Grammys through this position. Does a great job of following that point. Gets to the top position, starts to land ground and pound. Nice combination here by Lima. Right hand down the middle.
Yeah, Lima landed some really nice classic boxing combinations. Left hook, right hand, jab, right hand. All right, if you're here joining us on this live, please say hi so we know who's here. We can welcome you. My name's DHamaguchi. I'm a judo expert. I'm a pro boxing fighter, and I enjoy doing breakdowns of combat sport, MMA and boxing. So we are watching UFC 315. The first fight on the main card just finished. It is Peyton Talbot versus Felipe Lima of Brazil, and I suspect they're going to give the decision to Peyton Talbot. Now he looked kind of indifferent in his last fight. Yeah, Peyton Talbot takes it 29-28 by all three judges. I think he got it in that last round towards the end. That secured it for him. Hey everyone, if you're here, please say hi in the chat so we know you're here, and we can welcome you to our watch party. Right now we're watching UFC 317. How's your guys' weekend going so far? By the way, I'm purposely not watching that other combat sport event that's going on right now in the boxing ring. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Just gonna boycott that, I think. All right, who do you guys have for the main event? Who do you have for the co-main event? I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna cheer for Charles for sure in the main event, but Ilya's just got so much momentum on his side in terms of having some great wins. I feel like it's a very good chance Ilya could pull it off. Plus, he's got excellent boxing skills. Now, Charles also is a great finisher, standing and on the ground, so I don't count him out, and I am cheering for Charles. Just on a personal level, I like him as a fighter and as a person. There we go. We have Peyton Talbot being interviewed by Joe Rogan. Ankit says, heart wants Charles, mine says Topuria. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of what where I'm at also, Ankit. Kind of agree with you 100% on that one. What about the rest of you guys? Who do you have in the main event? Which fight are you really looking forward to on this main card? Up next, we got Dariush versus Hanato Moicano. I'm going to go with Moicano in this next one. After that, we have Brandon Royval versus Josh Van. That's an interesting one. I mean, they're really hyping up Josh Van, but I don't think we can count out Brandon Royval. Right now, they're cutting to famous people in the audience. Mark Coleman, Mark Kerr, Rob. All right, say hi if you're here, guys, so we know who's here and we can welcome you. Remember, if you enjoy our breakdowns and enjoy our lives, it's always appreciated if you leave a super chat or a super thanks. Every penny counts. All right, we are getting ready for Dariush versus Hanato Moicano. Who do you guys have in that matchup? I think I'm going to go with Moicano in this one. I'm not really convinced that Dariush is, I don't know, hungry. I don't know if that's the right word, but all right. So far, two of us are saying, yeah, Ankit agrees. Understood. All right, let's hear from the rest of you guys. What about all the other fight fans? Who do you guys have in this next fight? Who do you guys have in the main event or the co-main? Do you have Pantoja and Still or Kai Kara-France and New? Right now we're on commercial break, so it would be a good time to hear from you guys. Just say hi so we know you're here, and then we can welcome you to our live stream party. Tell the truth, are any of you guys also tuned into that boxing thing that's going on right now? Like I said, I just decided I'm gonna vote with my eyeballs and not watch it. You can't really prevent businesses from doing business, right? If they want to put that on, they're going to put that on. No, I'm not Hawaiian. I'm Japanese American. All right. Thanks for asking, though, Yellow Swag. Oh, Ankit, what boxing thing? You know, that one of those brothers that we're not going to talk about versus J.C. Chavez Jr., which could be embarrassing for him. Yeah, we just won't talk about it, or we won't watch it, that's for sure. All right, how about the rest of you guys? What other boxing fights are you interested in that are coming up? Are you excited for Pacquiao versus Barrios? There seems to be a lot of interest in that fight. How about Usyk Dubois 2? Who do you have in that one? We are waiting for the next fight on the main card here for UFC 317. The next Next fight that's up is Beneil Dariush versus Renato Moicano. I think Moicano might even get a finish in this one. Either standing. Viola is saying, I can't wait to see Joseph Parker fight again. Yeah, he's been surging. I mean, I really, since his devastation of Deontay Wilder. I mean, actually, a couple fights before that, he's been great. He's been on a roll, and I feel like he deserves a shot at Usyk, or if should Dubois dethrone Usyk, I feel like Parker's earned the shot. I'd love to see him. Yeah, he's a terrific fighter. Yeah, I really enjoyed that fight versus Deontay Wilder, even though I didn't really enjoy the fact that Wilder showed us that he was shot in that fight. What do you guys think? Do you think Deontay should keep fighting, or do you think he should just retire? All right, we are watching a few highlights by both Moicano and Dariush right now as they prepare to bring the fighters out. Renato says he's hungry and motivated. All right, UFC 317. We are watching the main card here. Right now, Renato Moicano is making his walk to the cage. He looks to be in high spirits, kind of got a bit of swagger as he's walking out. He's from Brazil. Now he's just getting ready to step in the cage, taking off his jacket, his shirt, getting a drink of water, hugging up his corner. Right, Cutman's putting grease on Renato's forehead and eyebrows, on his nose. Henry says, I got Ilya, Kai, Van, and Renato. Okay, cool. Yeah, I've got Renato. I'm not so sure about Van. I'm not so sure about Kai, but I'll go with Ilya as well, even though I'm cheering for Charles. If I had to bet money, that's what I would do. But cool, yeah. So the co-main, I think, is competitive, and that fight of Royval versus Van is also competitive. It'll be interesting to see how Van does in this 3-week turnaround. I mean, that's one of the advantages of being that young, right? Your body can bounce back quickly, but in my opinion, sometimes there's another toll that gets, put on you when you fight like that. It's like, it's not so much physical as it is like a central nervous system thing. So it's also beyond mental. It's like just something in your automatic, or what do you call that? Parasympathetic, sympathetic, whatever, nervous system that's out of your control. All right, Big Dog, welcome to the live stream. We're here watching UFC 317. Right now we're about to get started with Beneil Dariush versus Renato Moicano. Ankit says, do you know Pantoja is undefeated against fighters named That's hilarious. Yeah, he is. That's funny, Ankit. That might be the comment of the stream, at least to this point, right? Appreciate you guys. All right, Big Dog says they both got knockout power, whoever finds first. Are you talking about this fight going in the cage right now, Big Dog? All right, Ankit. Big Dog, you talking about Money Moicano versus Beneil Dariush, or are you talking about like the co-main or main? Again, you guys, welcome. If this is the first time joining us, my name's DHamaguchi. I am a judoka and a pro boxing fighter. I enjoy breaking down fights, which you can see on this channel. A lot of my breakdowns, they're either blue and red if it's a pre-fight, or they're blue, the thumbnail that is, if it's a post-fight. All the lives are the yellow color. All right, Dariush getting greased up. He's talking to the cut man. Oh, I guess he says I need to hug my cornerman, so that now he's doing that. Now he's coming back to the cut man. I don't know if he's singing to himself or what. Cut man's greasing him up. Okay. Oh, okay, so Big Dog says talking about the main. Yeah, they do. They do both have knockout power. So, I mean, I feel like Ilya is more of a classic boxing style. Charles, a little, I wouldn't call him unorthodox, but he's not so much classic boxing, but he does have very good technical strikes. All right, we're about to get started with Dariush versus Moicano. I'm thinking Moicano might get a finish in this fight. I hope Dariush trained his ass off for this fight. That's all I can say. They're both 36 years of age. Money Moicano has a 1-inch height advantage, supposedly, and they both have exactly the same reach. Both came in at 156, so there's really no size difference. All right, we got Bruce Buffer announcing this fight. He's announcing Money Moicano first. Well, let me just check with you guys. Is the sound okay? Let me know if you can hear this sound okay. Hopefully it's coming through clearly enough. Greetings. Hi, Archbishop Richard. Greetings to you too. Thank you for joining us on our live stream. We are watching UFC317. I'm your host, DHamaguchi. I'm a judoka and pro boxer, and I do a lot of fight breakdowns. So please feel free to check out some of my pre and post fight breakdowns on the channel. There's also a number of my own fights. Those are all with the purple thumbnail. You can check those out too for your viewing pleasure. Archbishop, thank you so much for the for the emojis. All right, so we're just about ready to get going here with this Dariush versus Moicano. Right away, Dariush out of southpaw throws a high kick to the head. Doesn't connect. Moicano just reaching and parrying. We have a open stance fight at the moment with Dariush in southpaw, Moicano in orthodox. So they're doing the jab canceling thing. Dariush with a little bit of a surge right there for a moment. Dariush with a low thigh kick, misses with a thigh kick. Very focused Moicano. And it's just to lean away from Dariush's straight left, comes back with a head kick. Dariush counters right away. Again, back to the jab canceling. Moicano throws a nice easy inside kick. Dariush comes back with a much harder inside kick, and then just now a high head kick. Moicano looks really locked in here. He's just got his eyes right on Dariush. Oh, nice move by Moicano. He does a skip in to a right hand and connects. It looks to me like Moicano's just really focused, waiting for his openings. He uses his footwork very well to avoid strikes. For a moment there, Moicano looks like he was going to go for a takedown, but then he abandoned that idea. Dariush with another high kick. Oh, Moicano lands a nice short right hand on Dariush. Dariush inside kick. Another inside kick. Drops Moicano, but it's at a distance, so Moicano comes right back up. They're back to the jab canceling game. Oh, Dariush tries a thigh kick and he slips, falls, gets right back up. Moicano with a nice long jab. Lots of jab canceling happening here. Dariush tries with a hard overhand left, but doesn't quite connect. Men clinch up, and now Moicano has Dariush against the cage. Dariush has one underhook. Moicano backs off. They're back to standing. Now move back more towards the center of the cage. Again, back to the jab canceling. Sam says, I love rooting for Charles Oliveira. He has to be one of everyone's favorite fighter. Yeah, that's what I think some of the commentators were saying also, that it's a very pro-Charles crowd, according to Chael Sonnen. All right, still lots of jab canceling here. We got about a minute and a half to go. Moicano tries with a right hand, but misses. Dariush kind of shakes his head at him. Moicano with inside leg kick. Dariush with a high head kick into a body kick. Hinata with a nice hard long jab. Doesn't quite connect. Dariush with a nice hard right hand, then hard left to the body. Moicano surges with the left hand jab right hand, but Moicano catches him on his way out. Nice striking exchanges here. Oh, nice jab right hand by Moicano, drops Dariush right by the cage. Dariush on all fours. But Moicano is riding his back right now. Dariush does a Granby roll, rolls out, back to all fours. Moicano still maintaining top control. Good instincts by Dariush to keep moving the way he is. Okay, now Dariush is back on both feet. There's about 15 seconds left, so he might be able to, he should be able to ride this out, but he's not in a, oh, Dariush just misses with the big left hand. Throws an inside leg kick. Dariush will make it to the bell, but there we go. But he was hurt by that drop, so, and he's walking back to his corner pretty slowly. Wow, his corner's disorganized. They should have that ice right on him. What are they doing, giving him water first? Oh man, this is terrible corner work by Dariush's corner. They should have the ice pack on his lower back or his neck, something. Because they need to revive him right there. Okay, finally they got the ice bag, but it's just a big bag of plastic ice. It's not, it's bad. Bad corner work. I really despise bad corner work. I don't even know if they took his mouthpiece out before they gave him water. Sam says, yeah, Ankit says that was close. Well, I mean, the thing is, I think that Dariush, yeah, he got hurt by that straight right that dropped him. So it's close on points, but I don't know if they did enough to revive him. In my opinion, they didn't. In my opinion, that was terrible corner work right there, but by Dariush's corner. Sam says this is a wonderful main card. Yes, it is a good main card. Okay, Dariush surging hard right off the bat, just kind of walks forwards, throwing a hard left hand. Misses with the left hand. Moicano shoots in, doesn't get the takedown. Transitions to the ground. Moicano, interesting, very interesting grappling. Goes from a butterfly to a roll. Now Dariush has his back. They're by the cage. Actually, Dariush has head and shoulder kind of seat belt. But it looks like Moicano should be able to get out of this. Even though he's doubled over. It's an awkward position. Oh, there we go. Okay, now they're back to one under, one over. Dariush is trying to shoot in for a takedown. Dariush looks like he is trying to backpack Moicano. Had the seatbelt there then he slipped off. Dariush is very persistent with his takedown attempts. Now he's got a single grip. Moicano down on one knee, one foot, right by the cage. Dariush has his back. It doesn't have a full body lock on him. Looks like he's trying to hook one leg. Dariush can just try to stay heavy on him and wear him down. There's still over 3 minutes to go in this round. This is a good strategy by Dariush to try to tire Moicano out. And buy himself some own time. Oh, Dariush throws a knee straight up the middle. The men are back to standing. Each has an underhook. Dariush is trying to transition to a double grip from one under, one over. Moicano has his back against the cage and is defending. Oh, Dariush gets a takedown. Kind of a front high C. Now he's in single guard. Or half guard, rather. So Moicano is on his back, right at the edge of the cage. And Dariush has top position in half guard. He's circled, he's got Moicano's neck, trying to inflict some ground and pound. Yeah, 2 minutes to go here. Dariush has kind of half guard / side control. Moicano is still scrambling, trying to get out of this position, but this is a tough one to get out of. He's flat on his back, right by the cage. Dariush is just staying heavy in half guard position, sporadically throwing a little ground and pound when he can. I mean, Dariush probably figures, why bother going for the submission? He's got great position here. He's got a minute left. Can ride this out and make this an even fight. So he's got head and arm. Okay, Moicano has Dariush's leg locked, figure forward with his legs. Got less than 30 seconds. Looks like this second round will go to Dariush, and then it's going to come down to this third and final round to see who takes this fight. All right, 10 seconds. Okay, now Dariush starts to open up with a little more ground and pound from standing. Oh, tags Hanato pretty hard with that ground and pound right at the bell. Okay, now at least Moicano's corner has the ice pack on his upper back right away as soon as he sits down on the stool, which is what we want to see. So hopefully they're able to revive their man, and he can go out there hard for the third round. So Moicano's corner is telling me use speed, not strength. And Dariush's corner is telling him pressure, keep moving him backward. That's it. So, I don't know. I'm not sure who Darush is training with lately, but in any case, I'm not too impressed with his corner, man. Alright, here we go. Third and final round between Dariush. Opens up with a nice high head kick. Another high head kick. Superman punch for Dariush. Dariush shoots in, gets a takedown with a double. Rides Moicano's back. Wow, okay, so now... Oh, Moicano reverses it, turns in. Now he's got Dariush's... He's on top. Dariush is on all fours. Dariush is persisting with that single leg grab. Both men back to their feet. Dariush with another high head kick. Another head kick. Body kick. Moicano deflects it and tries to get a body lock on Dariush. Thank you so much for the love, you guys. Alright, so Nope is saying Charles by decision. Appreciate your vote. Alright, back to standing. We got about 4 minutes to go here in this decisive third round. Whoever wins this is going to win the fight. Beneil tries a low inside kick, lands a nice jab. Moicano works his way into a clinch, but isn't able to get a takedown. Dariush with more jabs and then an inside kick. Went out. Calf kick by Dariush. Another calf kick by Dariush. So he's the more active one in this last round thus far. Moicano with some tentative jabs. Hopefully. Oh. Dariush tries a kick. Moicano grabs a leg. Now they fall into a clinch towards the cage, but they break apart. Beneil's taking this round thus far. We're almost at the halfway point of this third and final round. Yeah. Nice jab by Hanato, but he needs to follow up throw something behind that. Oh, a nice jab to take down by Dariush. He gets Hanato down again. Gets the body lock. Hanato's on one knee, one leg. Dariush gets one hook in. Figure fours. Gets kind of backpack position. Moicano's just got to be a little bit careful here. Oh, and Beneil abandons the position, comes back down to the ground. Now he's got Hanato down on all fours. This doesn't look good for Moicano. Hanato trying to roll out. Dariush is dominating at this point. There's a minute and a half to go here. Dariush just throwing wildly here in the middle of the cage. He walks Moicano back to the cage. Moicano has an underhook. They break apart, walk back to center cage. Hanato has to go for it if he wants to do something here because he doesn't have much time to get something going. But Dariush is just throwing a little wildly, but it doesn't matter at this point. It doesn't have to be technically brilliant. Hanato has Dariush up against the cage. Dariush reverses the position. They break apart. Now they're back to center cage. Less than a minute to go. If Hanato wants this, he's got to make a surge. But I don't know if he's gassed out here. A little bit too tentative. He's just taking small steps. Eats a couple of punches from Dariush. So, oh, Dariush throws a hard left, right hook. So, unfortunately for Moicano, he let this one slip away from him. Moicano shoots in for a double, doesn't get it. There's 10 seconds left. He's going to lose this decision. Wow. Well, I was wrong about that. I thought Moicano was going to dominate Dariush. But I say that's two rounds to one for Dariush. I don't see how they could give it any other way. Yeah, Dariush 2-1. I agree, Ankit. All right, you guys, who else is here? We have Ankit. We have somebody named Nope. We have Sam. Who else is here? Big Dog is here. If I haven't said your name yet, no diss, but just say hi so we know who's here. And welcome to our live stream. We are watching UFC317. Main event is Charles versus Ilya. Ilya moves up to a new weight division. The belt is vacant. Charles is ranked number 2, so they get a chance to fight for the title. Right now we're cutting to, oh my goodness, a live crowd watching the fight. They look like they're going crazy. All right. Thank you so much for saying hi, everybody. Remember, if you're enjoying the live streams and the breakdowns, you're always welcome to leave a super chat or a super thanks. All right, we're going to the decision. Yeah. And it's just like Ankit and I said, 29-28 all the way around. It's Benil. All right, here comes Joe Rogan. So Dariush is saying he got lazy in the first and got caught. Got when he got dropped. Joe keeps asking him how it feels to get that victory. And of course, Dariush is saying it feels good. Darius, Joe asked him who he wants next. He says that he doesn't really care anybody. All right. So just out of curiosity, I am going to look up who Benil's corner is because they didn't handle that very well after he got dropped. And they got like a 12-year-old carrying the bucket, so I don't know who these people are. Anyways, Mauricio. Okay. Charles getting knocked out. Okay. So some of us are rooting for Charles, some of us are going with Ilya. I get it. Oh, Zhang Wei Li is in the crowd. Looks like Joanna Jacek is also in the audience. Kayla Harrison and Amanda Nunes. Okay, so now they're doing a little promo for New Orleans, I think. Oh, right, for Dustin Poirier versus Max Holloway. Yeah, they're gonna do a little promo for that right now. Yeah, I made a little short about this, and I'm not sure that it's a good idea to announce your final fight like way in advance like this. I mean, I'm sure the promotion appreciates it because then they have time to put together a nice thank you package and give you a send off. But you know, mentally, I mean, I think it's better if a fighter just keeps that to themselves. You know, even if you've decided that is your last fight, you know, just keep it between you and your team, and then announce it to the public at the end of the fight. You know, that way you don't have any additional pressure on yourself, I think. Alright, so now they're doing a little highlight reel of Max Holloway. Including, of course, his crazy knockout of Justin Gaethje. Mauricio? I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your name. Says, I'm so ready for Dustin to win. Yeah, I mean, that would be a great send-off if Poirier wins that, right? I mean, that would be kind of like storybook ending. Oh, so they're calling the title Legends Collide for the BMF belt. Okay, I didn't know it was for the BMF. That's July 19th, same day as Manny versus Barrios and Usyk Dubois too. So, which one are you guys gonna watch? That's gonna be a lot of live streaming. All right, guys. So up next is the youngsters. Josh Van versus Brandon Royval. Who do you guys have in that one? We are watching UFC 317. Welcome to the live stream if you're just joining us. My name is DHamaguchi. I'm a black belt judoka, former U.S. national judo champion. I'm also a pro boxer. So I do a lot of breakdowns of boxing fights and UFC fights. You can see those in the channel. They're either blue and red thumbnails if it's a pre-fight breakdown, or they're blue thumbnails if it's a post-fight breakdown. All these lives, of course, have that yellow thumbnail that you saw, and my fights are purple thumbnails, so feel free to check those out. Right, if we haven't said hi to you yet, please say hi in the chat so I know you're here. Oh, sorry, Juan Navarro. Am I watching Jake versus Chavez or the UFC fight? We're watching UFC 317. I kind of said I'm going to boycott that other one just on GP, but I don't know. Is anybody watching that? Are you watching that, Jose? All right, they're still doing more promo footage of Justin Poirier. Ankit says, I'll tell you a secret. Usyk is the best fighter right now. No one beats him. Yeah, I mean, he's so technically great, and he's always in terrific condition. Plus, in terrific mental condition. It's hard to see Dubois beating him, but Dubois has a puncher's chance, as they say, right? Sam says, is preparing for a boxing match the same as preparing for an MMA match? No, it isn't. The pace is different and the skill set's totally different. So the kind of wind that you need for MMA is is different because you know you could wind up spending a lot of time grappling. That's a totally different energy system. It feels like than striking. And the most tiring thing is having to switch back and forth from fighting on the ground to getting back up and going back to your striking. So yeah, so different training. For the MMA, the boxing has to be part of it, but for boxing, you just get to focus entirely on the boxing techniques. And then of course the rounds are 3-minute rounds, 2-minute rounds for women, and versus 5 for MMA. So that's another thing you have to take into consideration. So you optimize your conditioning. Scissorin, hey, how's it going? How good is Kevin Holland? Kevin Holland is terrific. I think he's one of those sort of instinctive natural fighters, but he's hot and cold, right? Like sometimes, I don't know if it's him doing an extreme leg cut or what it is, but sometimes it just doesn't look, he doesn't perform at his best, and other times he looks brilliant. So I'm not sure what's up with that. And hopefully he gets, you know, someone on his team that can help him address that sort of inconsistency. Because if he can start showing more consistency, I mean, I think he could do some real damage. But he's got to show consistency in his competitive performance. All right, who do you guys have in this next one? You have Brandon Royval or Joshua Van? Scissorin says, where do they... I don't know what you're asking me, Scissorin. Sam, well, did he fight... He did fight Shemaev. Okay. Noah, hey, welcome to our live, Noah. We're watching UFC 317. An MMA amputee fight? Oh, MMA amateur fight? I don't know. Like, I would say you don't want to cut more than really 15% of your body weight, really. All right, so Josh Van is walking out now. Susan says, where does his lack of consistency come? I don't know. It's mental. You know what I mean? It's mental, either that or there's some inconsistencies with his team in the training camp. I don't have any insight into that. Ankit, Hanato lost after Islam fight. Paycheck, maybe he can afford to lose. No, I know, you know, people, I mean, he can afford money maybe, but you know, he should have brought forth a little bit more in that performance. I think he looked a little, he did not look at his best. So I think he's going to look back at that performance and be a little bit disappointed. Devin is telling us R.I.P. Joe Rogan. All right, guess we can't avoid that one, huh? Welcome to the live stream, Devin. This is UFC 315, or 317, my bad. So we are watching the fight before the co-main. We have Brandon Royval taking on the up-and-coming Josh Van. So right now, Josh Van is hugging up his corner. We'll see if there's any sort of toll taken on him for this 3-week turnaround. A lot of people singing Josh Van's praises. Mauricio says, R.A.P. Joe Rogan. It's just I don't know, what do you call it? It's just a thing people post, especially on the UFC post-fight live stream comments. People are always posting R.I.P. Joe Rogan. I don't know who started that or why it became a thing, but it's just a thing, right? So... All right, guys, thank you so much for all the likes. Really appreciate it. Thank you for all the love. Remember, you're always welcome to leave a super chat or a super thanks. Every penny helps. You can also head over to buymeacoffee.com and buy a coffee. YouTube doesn't like that as much because the money doesn't go to them, but it's helpful to me, so I appreciate it. But if it's easier to do the super chat, just do that. Do whatever's easier for you. Like I said, every penny counts, so it doesn't really matter how you show your love, but it's always appreciated. All right, Josh Van is in the cage. Thanks for the love, you guys. Really appreciate it. "23-year-old Josh Van in the cage, just waiting." I don't know. I'm a little suspect of the 3-week turnaround, but I guess we'll find out. Sam says, for what it's worth, Kevin Holland has fought some major studs, in my opinion. Yes, he has. He definitely has. He's not like that guy that runs away. He'll take a short notice fight. You know, I got to give him props for doing that. Being willing to change weight divisions. You know, he comes to fight, as you say, but just, you know, a few performances he's looked a little flat. Other times he's looked absolutely brilliant. So, yeah, hopefully he can dial that in. All right, we got Brandon Royval at the edge of the cage right now, hugging up his corner. Now Royval is going to get greased up by the cut man. So who do you guys have in the comment? You think it's going to be Pantoja or Kai? What about this one? Do you have Royval or Van? This is an intriguing matchup. Again, partly because Van is coming off just 3 weeks. He just fought 3 weeks ago. He's sort of the up-and-comer. Royval a little bit more of a veteran than Van. All right, so Royval in the cage now. Right across from Royval and Dan getting ready for the fight announcement. So Royval is 9 years older than Van, Josh Van. They both came in at 125.5. So all right, we have Bruce Buffer announcing this fight. He's announcing Josh Van. Josh Van fighting out of Houston, Texas. Not sure why, but the UFC is really pushing him. You know, doing all this sort of like investing in the UFC embedded coverage and all the other coverage of him, which is impressive for them to do for such a young fighter. I don't know if that's because they see something in him and they're willing to invest, or they want to diversify. And you know, he might be the first guy from Myanmar that you know has made a splash in the UFC, so maybe they want to like play that up a bit. All right, now we have the ref is getting ready to call the fighters to the center of the ring, center of the cage. Okay, and here we go. All right, this looks like Royval's going to fight out of Southpaw and Van's fighting out of Orthodox. Well, it looks like Royval has a bit of a height advantage here. He's very long. Interesting, all right. So a lot of jab cancellation here with a lefty-righty matchup. Royval throwing lots of jabs and then an inside kick. Van is keeping his right hand up high by his forehead, and he's parrying a lot of Royval's jabs. Van is just following Royval around. Royval is doing most of the striking at the moment. Lots of jabs, calf kick. Now Royval is moving around lateral. Throws a body kick, doesn't connect. Royval throws a right hook, doesn't connect. Tries a combination, and Van counters him with a short right. Van connects with a double jab right hand again. Royval with a body kick, but Van connects with another short right and an inside kick. Royval's throwing a lot of single jabs. I think that could get him in trouble here. Royval is constantly throwing out his jab hand. And it looks like Van is just waiting to time for a counter. Because what Van is doing, he's parrying Royval's jab hand with his jab hand. Just taking very small steps forward. Because Royval is mostly using the same tempo here, Van can get kind of a read on him. He just surged forward with a double jab right to the body. Oh, nice fast 1-2-3 by Van. Van is connecting with some nice hard short shots. Right, left uppercut. Royval just has that long, lanky look. He's landing some shots too, but he might be taking the worst of it. Van with the lead, he's throwing nice lead right hands. Smart thing to do versus the southpaw. About a minute and a half left. Cash, yeah, you're typing long comments. I'm not going to have time to read them right now, but oh, and a left hook right hand by Van drops Royval, but he bounces right up. Still got a minute and a half to go left here in this first round. Royval tries with a left right uppercut, lands a little right uppercut, but Van is pretty much unfazed by him. Royval with a calf kick. Goes for a clinch, which may have been a bit of a mistake because Van tags him while he's in clinch position. Oh, and a hard one too by Van lands on Royval. Van connects with the jab, but Royval connects with the jab, but Van is countering with these hard right hands. Van just keeps taking these small little steps forward, parries Royval's jab, and comes back with a counter. He's got lightning fast counters. Less than 20 seconds left to go here. Ten seconds. Royval tries to surge, but he gets clipped with a short hook as he comes in. Royval with the inside leg kick. All right, we definitely have to give that round to Van. All right, Cash. All right, I don't know what you're talking about, Amazon or something. Anyways, Uh, Rosina. Okay, we're gonna block you. All right, Cash. I don't know what your is it Cash? Is that your name? I don't know what you're going on about, but mostly just try to keep the conversation civilized here. We're here to talk about UFC 317 and combat sport in general. Um, if you have something negative to say, you can go elsewhere. I'm not sure what you're saying, who is being effing rude, but if you don't like this live stream, just jump on another one. It's pretty simple. All right, second round, we got Royval. Comes out right away with some rapid fire jabs. He knows he has to get going here. Van flurries with body shots. Tries to come back upstairs. The thing about Van is he doesn't get phased in these little flurries by Royval. And he's also not phased by Royval's height and reach advantage. When they get close, he's fine just mixing it up. Lands a nice hard overhand right there to Royval. Deflects that body kick. Hard 1-2 by Royval, by Van. Catches Royval coming in again with the hard jab. Royval caught Van right there with a nice little uppercut, but Van always comes right back with answers back with a couple punches. Oh, Van with a nice counter right hand. I feel like Royval's doing the right thing in that he's just continually keeping his jab out there, but at this point he's getting, as they say, beaten to the punch by Josh Van. Oh, nice couple of left hands lands for Royval. Now he's starting to surge. He's found a home for that left hand of his. Starting to feel himself a little bit. He's really starting to pick it up. Royval throws in some kicks. Van throws in a kick. Again, Royval with a nice hard left hand. Royval circling around. See, Royval fights one of those long, lanky fighters. Sometimes when they're on the outside, they'll let their hands drop a little bit. Van knows, he's a shorter fighter. He's got to keep his hands up. All right, now Royval's starting to tag Van up with some of his jabs. Van is getting those counter shots in, though. Nice short right hands on the inside. Royval deflects one of Josh Van's low kicks. All right, sorry, my stream froze for a moment. Hopefully it'll come right back. Sorry for the delay, guys. right, who's watching with us? We're watching UFC 317. Very action-packed fights on the main card. We just saw Beneil Dariush pull up, for me at least, a surprising victory versus Renato Moicano. Right now we're watching Josh Van versus Brandon Royval, where Van definitely won the first round. Interesting exchanges in the second round. Hey, Sam. Well, he's thrown. The right hook is a valid punch. So, I mean, a decent trainer will teach you the right hook as well as the left hook. But I think what he's doing is throwing more of a short right. It's just it turns into a bit of a hook because of the placement. But he's probably he's trying to just throw a hard right hand. It just looks like it morphs into a hook, I think. All right, guys, sorry, I lost my stream for a moment, but I'm trying to get it back. Let's see. Hi, Nono, how are you doing? We are watching UFC 317, but I just lost my stream, so I'm trying to get it back. I'm good too. Thank you for asking. How's everybody's weekend going? What's going on here? Nono says, my weekend was good. Went fishing with kids. None of us caught anything, but it was a good time. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I get to see a lot of people go fishing around where I live. I think it's because close to where I live, you don't even need a license. You can just come and fish off the pier. So a lot of guys, it's more guys than gals to do that. I guess the best time is like early in the morning, right? I'm not a big fishing person myself, so. Oh boy. All right, guys, I apologize. I don't know why that stream just went down, but it did, so. I might have to end this and then try it again. Let's just see here. Oh, you prefer night fishing? Well, I mean, other than obviously the time, what is it better fishing? Like, do you have better chances of catching a fish at night? All right, bear with me, guys. Just trying to get this stream back. Okay, here we go. We're in round 3. I would say at this point, Royval needs a stoppage to get the win here. All right, nice. Back to the body overhand right by Van. Just under 2 minutes to go here. Nice 1-2 by Van. Kick up the middle. Another right hand by Van. See, it's not good optics when he can knock Royval's head back like that with a jab. Oh, nice jab 1-2 and body kick by Royval. Royval is doing the right thing to surge here, but he needs a big win here. He needs to go big in this last round if he wants to try to get the decision. Oh, nice straight left by Royval. Another straight left attempt, but it doesn't land. I think they're going to give the decision to Van, though. Less than a minute to go. No says, I think it's a toss-up, but when I was a kid, my dad and uncle always went out at night. Oh, cool. Nice 1-2 by Josh Van. Royval falls to his knees just for a split second, but pops right back up. I think Royval needs to work on just being able to use his height and reach advantage a little bit better. Oh, Royval gets tagged again coming in by Van. Yeah, they're going to give this to Van for sure. Oh, Josh knocks Royval down right at the end, with less than 10 seconds to go, trying to get the ground and pound. Right to the bell. They're going to give Josh that win for sure. Wow. Van's face is swollen, so is his left eye. All right, guys, who do we have here? What do you guys think? I think for sure Van won that. He might have won that 3-0. I don't know. It depends how the judges see it. But for sure he won at least 2-0. So I don't think they can. I don't see how anyone could give that to Royval, unfortunately. Onkit says, oh, you think Royval won that one? All right, fight of the night for sure. Well, yeah, definitely fight of the night. I just think that when it's a close fight, they're going to give it to the guy that they invested in, which in this case is Josh Van. And it's just optically, Royval's head got snapped back, even though he landed some hard shots on Van. Yeah, I don't know. I think they're going to give it to Van and even though maybe you feel that Royval deserves the win. Yeah, Sam says that would be awesome as a 5-round fight. Oh yeah, for sure. All right, so they're giving us the punch stats, but the thing is, again, optically, when you have one guy's head getting knocked back like that, it just looks bad for that guy, and that guy is Brandon Royval. Josh just ate some hard shots, and his head didn't really snap back like that. Okay, plus he won the very closing moments of the whole fight, so. Yeah, they give it to Van. One judge gave him all 3, 2 judges gave him 2 out of 3. So, well, good for him, man. That's a fast turnaround, 3 weeks. Rogan says it's one of the best fights he's ever seen. I don't know about that, but it was a great fight. Yeah, Joe Rogan's giving him his props for fighting on just after 3 weeks after beating Silva. So yeah, I mean you got to give it to him. He's in great, great, great condition. He said something about having a broken toe. He was saying he was hoping to get the finish, but he didn't. But I mean, I think that was a heck of a fight. Right. Joe Rogan's giving him a ton of props. So, all right, guys. Here's what I'm gonna do. Just because I've learned my lesson, I'm gonna end this stream because we're about to go into the co-main and main. So I'm gonna restart the stream. The reason I'm doing this is because when I end the stream, YouTube will literally take like a whole day to process this stream and have it be posted on my channel. So the longer I make the live, the longer it takes YouTube to process it, and then the longer it is before anybody else can see it. So do me a favor, just hang tight. I'm going to end this one. I'm going to restart another stream, so please just jump right back on. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when that live is up. But it'll be the same exact thumbnail. So just, it'll just be the same title, just part 2 or something like that. All right, so I appreciate you guys all being here, and I'll see you in a couple minutes. All right, go get a drink, go get something to eat, do what you got to do, and we'll be back for the co-main and main. I can't wait for this. Thank you guys all for joining.